is 1945, and the Boys and Girls Club of Lewisboro, New York, are all coming down to do the Derby. It's the thing that brings the whole community together during the town because they're able to compete with each other. But this isn't the regular workshop Derby that you have to put wheels on some fucking cart that doesn't even go that fast. It's games. The new thing is playing games without a board or just some dice and your imagination. We talked to the head of creative sports of the United States, Irving Goodseygood, who told us this thing about how the one-shot derby is sweeping the entire nation.
If Misha didn't put some kind of like vinyl effect over that, then I'm going to have to fire them, unfortunately.
I know, I'm sure they did.
I'm sure they did.
Hold on, we're coming in from director Good right now.
Before we start campaign 3, we wanted to do something fun as a little break.
Ask not what your dice can do for you, but what you can do for your dice.
We're gonna go into Cuba, and it's gonna be fine.
Trickle down economics. Wait, that's too late.
No,
that's too late.
later.
That's too late.
No, that's later.
That was a great Reagan impression, Amanda.
I have no idea what the man sounded like. Thank you.
What are we doing today?
We're starting the one-shot derby, folks. I don't know if you were listening to you weren't listening to that old-timey newsreel that I supplied?
I thought that was from the past.
Wait, let me put on my hat. I forgot to put on my hat. Yup.
Damn, I can't believe Brandon came in the early 20th century version of naked to this meeting, wearing no hat.
Yeah.
Brandon, I love your brown derby. Are you also going to invent the Cobb salad?
I am, and then we're going to throw it directly in the trash.
Incredible.
Brutal.
Julie, that was a really good joke.
Hey, guys. Thanks.
Here's a joke.
Oh, my God. All right, so here's what you can tell the energy is good because we're not tied to any particular story at the moment.
Whee!
So you can tell the campaign is over. Summer is over.
Aww.
We all went home. We have to go to school. And we haven't started campaign 3 yet, which we've already recorded episodes for. So we're just making you wait a little bit longer.
Wow, so cruel.
Yeah, dude. They're here. They're already locked in. I've decided I'm really, in 2023, I'm accepting being a heel, and I'm going to lean into that.
That's fair. That's
We
fair.
already have their download if they're hearing our voices.
Yes, exactly. Like, you guys love it. You fucking love it. So before we start campaign 3, we want to do something a little fun as a break. There are so many different tabletop RPGs out there, as demonstrated by Monster of the Week, and being able to take a moment to do that was very fun. And also, we have so many ideas for characters.
All the time.
And not everyone gets to, like, pour it into their game like I do. You three just need to sit on it and just stew. And Julia, like, fantasizes about all the characters she could have been
So
the
often.
entire time. And Amanda has raised the bar with Dr. Bertha Bones.
Yeah, like gout, it all just goes through my blood system until it concentrates in little crystals, and then I just say something like pistons, then it just comes out.
And Brandon's trying to figure out a new character, all the various ways you can wear shorts as a character.
You
None.
can wear
All.
them. None. Yeah.
You can extend them into pants only. All of your characters have very rigid bottom half of their torso standards.
You could color in your legs with a Sharpie.
No, you did less. That was already there.
Oh, right. All right. Yeah.
It was covered in mud to protect himself from the wilderness.
Makes sense.
But wait, Eric, what if we get attached to these characters and we want to see them play out in an actual game if all we're doing is creating the characters in these episodes?
Well, that's a very good point, Amanda. Maybe we can actually play out some of these in some one-shots that we're going to do.
What?
Whoa.
So this is the one-shot derby. For the next 3 weeks, we're going to be recording character creation episodes as if we were going to do 3 different one-shots in 3 different game systems. During the 4th week, we are going to do an after party about all 3 of the characters that we're going to put together. Once that after party is out, we're going to put a poll up so everyone can vote on what characters we should bring to life. What game, what story you want to see us actually do. We're going to record that one shot, and then we're going to put that one shot on Patreon in the next few months.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, now it's 1945, and everyone understands what the one-shot derby is about.
Whee!
Woo.
We took down Hitler. They decided to do a one-shot derby.
A celebration.
With all the extra metal we have lying around.
Women, leave the factories now.
We've renamed the one-shot derby the America celebration of taking down Hitler.
Yeah.
and also tabletop RPG game. Oh, God. Okay, so this first one, we have to get out of this Americana, this 1940s Americana.
I was gonna say, what can we play that's in like the distant past, the past of when our parents were born from 1945?
But it's so far back, the only way we can access it is if we go to our local library and look at a book.
Oh,
Maybe written by one of those sisters who like to write books so much about being sad.
Just trying to think of any other author besides the one that we're actually talking about.
Mary
Couldn't
Shelley.
do it. Mary Shelley.
Mary Shelley and her sister, Barry Shelley.
Virginia Woolf.
So what we're going to play, Derby won this car. So our first one-shot Derby contestant is Battle of the Brontes by Oliver Darkshire. It's just a one-page RPG. You can find it for free online. Shout out to Oliver. We've actually played this game once before. We played this with our good friend G, who at the highest level of our Patreon got to play a game with us. And it was so much fun. And we kind of like threw together a bunch of stuff on the fly in terms of fleshing out our characters that I wanted to like formalize it a little bit more to turn this into a real actual play one-shot thing we can do.
we caught a cold on the moors so many times in that game. It
Oh
was
my
so
God,
much
so many
fun.
times. We all got sick on the moors. And we also drank from the poison wells so many times.
Oh my,
Why
we
did we
couldn't
keep
stop
doing
drinking
that?
from the poison well.
It was so funny. So
I didn't realize it was so hard to get your book published in that time, but it's so hard.
Especially when you have a brother that keeps burning down your house.
Yeah.
this is all very relevant to the game. This didn't just come up. This is how you play the game, and this is going to be very fun. Again, you can Google, if you want to find this game, you can look it up on Google, or you can find the link in the episode description. But what I did is I made an expansion pack for Battle of the Brontes.
It's like the thing that you put your Joy-Cons into to make a regular controller size Switch controller.
It's like I added a Rumble pack to this one-page Battle
Makes
of the Brontes. So, using some stuff that I've put together from Clear Eyes Full Hearts, which is a game I made with Misha Stanton, a GM-less game about running a high school sports drama, I kind of fleshed it out. So now this is Battle of the Brontes plus Welcome to the Sensibility-Dome.
Jesus. Can I make a request before we get started?
Sure.
Can we sort of assign describe the derby car of each of these one-shots before we start? Like for the Brontes, I think it would probably be like matte black or a hearse or something. I think that would be very fun.
Well, I crocheted all these doilies and now it's covered in doilies.
Yes, but they're black for death.
I like that. It's matte black, it's covered in doilies, and in the back is our aunt who disapproves of everything we do, and there's nothing we can do to make her love us.
Yeah, but she has to chaperone us constantly.
Yeah, we need a chaperone because there's so many boys around.
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
I'm also publishing the document that has all this stuff in the episode description as well. So we're going to be going through the character creation segment of Battle of the Brontes Plus, Welcome to the Sensibility-Dome, which is going to allow all of us to come up with our character, give ourselves a little bit, some archetypes and some stats to deal with, and also, build some relationships between all of our characters before we play the actual game, which also has a little bit of a bonus to it. But let me read the summary of the game as written by Oliver Darkshire. You're one of the several sisters in a family blessed with talented writers. Secretly, you know you're the most gifted, and you'll prove it by any means necessary.
Dark. Do you think Oliver Darkshire is his real name? Because that's the coolest fucking name.
I was going to say the same thing, Brandon.
I've ever
That's
heard.
such a dope name.
It's either a great name by fate or a great name by choice. They're both excellent.
Absolutely. Okay, so the way that we play this is all of us is going to be a Bronte-esque sister. That's what we're trying to figure out here. Step 1 is called Birth Order is a Cruel and Unwanted Fate.
I think you should also say out loud whenever it's something that you made and when it's something Oliver made, because I want to say, woo, Eric!
Oh, this is all me. Everything about this is me going forward. Woo, and I will illustrate when it's something that I'm pulling from the game and not. So hopefully, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to integrate the two because I made a... it's like one of those things where it's like, you have to have the base game to buy this.
Yeah.
So do not buy Welcome to the Sensibility-Dome without buying Battle of the Brontes for free $99. So we're all going to roll 1d6, and we're going to range ourselves from highest to lowest.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
I got a 5.
2.
4.
4. We're twins. Brandon, we're twins.
Oh, God.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm the oldest. Amanda's the youngest, and Julia and Brandon are currently middle twins, right?
Twins.
There is a twins clause. When two characters tie, you are twins. Immediately call out if you're the good twin or the bad twin.
Good.
Bad.
Wonderful. I want to say, if you both say you were the good twin, both of you would have been ill-fated. And if you both say you're the bad twin, then there you go. That's your answer.
I just wanted to make sure that Julia said bad, so I said good.
Hey, it's the prisoner's dilemma, and you solved it.
We did it. We did
Incredible.
I'm better than all economists.
It's not hard, Brandon.
it. Damn.
And everyone on every single game show ever. Okay, beautiful.
Brandon, we should definitely have rhyming names. So start thinking about good rhyming names.
Well, Eric and I on Slack today, for no reason, just started saying yim yam.
No, I was writing a message, and instead of writing you, I wrote yam, and then Brandon responded with yam, and then I said yam, and then Brandon continued to rhyme.
It's very important that I responded in a thread.
Yeah, it was you threaded
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Can't believe we're twins, Brandon. This is fantastic.
It's cool. I also want to say that if you play this at home and you roll triplets or a larger group of siblings, then that's too absurd, and all of you need a reroll.
Smart.
Okay.
Games can't contain every eventuality.
Yeah, that what is this? Jane Austen meets triplets? No.
Unacceptable.
Is this Disney Channel original movies Quints? I don't think so.
No.
Is that a real movie?
Oh, it sure is, Julia, which I watched, and as the older sister of twins, thought, at least it's not that bad.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably why your parents let you watch that. They're like, yeah, let her know. Let her know it could be worse.
Incredible. All right, well, we're going to go to step 2. Which sister are you? Take this BuzzFeed quiz serialized over 54 newspaper issues. Each of us are going to choose our archetype, which is going to allow us to flesh out how we play the game going forward in our character creation. So let's start with one of us. I guess Amanda, as the youngest, you get to go first.
Whee! All right, I rolled a 3, which on this table says that I am the smart one who is mean or misunderstood.
Okay. So you can choose that, or you can choose an archetype most closely associated with your birth order, which means as the youngest, you either are the baby, the doted on one who doesn't get to do anything, or you can be the sickly one.
Great.
Which I think you played in the last game, so I
Yeah.
don't know if you want to do that again,
It was
but it was
sick.
so funny.
It
was sick, Amanda?
Hey.
So you can do that, or you can make up your own archetype, but all of us need to approve it and make
Cool.
sure that it's different than any of the ones on the table.
I would love to just be the baby. It's not a role I've gotten to do in my life, and I would find it very fun to do here.
Let me tell you, it's a great role.
I'm the baby, gotta love me.
Can't ground me, you're too tired.
Wow.
All right. Brandon, as the good one, you get to go next.
Great.
As the good twin.
Dos, the quiet one, whether bookish, shy, or hurt by a disease.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Eric, you know I gotta be hurt by a disease, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Yay.
You can have some sort. It doesn't have to be a real disease. You can say like the vapors or British bronchitis. So you're quiet because you were diseased as a child and you never learned how to socialize. I think it's kind of what we're getting at.
clean chimneys and I got the black lung.
How did you get black lung? Why did we send the good twin to clean chimneys?
Oh, because I forced her to go do it. Because it was my chore. I was like, actually, you know what? You should go do it.
I like it.
Yeah,
you had to
somehow-
clean the chimney so much you got black lung.
Somehow Julia, it was Julia's character's chore, but somehow you convinced our parents or whatever, whoever is guarding us, that I am you and you are me, because they can never tell us apart anyway.
Classic twin stuff.
Be like, yeah, you already have stood under your fingernails. You might as well go back. What are we going to do?
Even being the good twin doesn't keep you from adults not giving a shit about you.
Yeah. We're going to pierce both of our ears? Don't be absurd. Come on.
All right, wonderful. Julia, why didn't you go?
I rolled 4, the attractive one, who all the boys want to marry, but actually has a passion.
Wonderful.
Definitely got to go with that one. Keeping that one. Love it.
As a middle child, though, you do have the option again of making up your own, or as the middle child, you can use the middle child characteristic of the ignored one.
No, I think I'm going to stick with attractive. All the boys want to marry me. I feel like that's a really fun angle for me to take.
Yes.
That's really fun as the bad twin, too.
Remember, though, people might think that all you care about is boys, but you also have a passion for something.
True. I do. And it's flowers.
Oh, nice.
I thought you were
yeah.
going to say it was fucking over your siblings.
That too.
And it's murder. All right, I got to go. All right, I rolled a 6. Perfect. This is the religious, occult,
Christ.
spiritualism, or institutionalized
How do
one.
you always get this, Eric?
Jealous.
That's just the vibe I'm trying to bring. I want to pick one of these because, again, I can choose the spirits who are talking to me and whether or not people are okay with that or they want to put me in a mental institution. I'm probably going to go with spiritualism. I really like the idea that, like, all I care about is bringing ghosts back. Fun fact, when I was trying to look up the word spiritualism, I went on Wikipedia and looked up Mary Todd Lincoln because I could not go farther than that in my brain.
Well, since we're Brontes, you're probably really obsessed with like channeling the spirit of Prince Albert.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love that.
That's the right time period, I think.
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I do also want to pitch you. You can also have this bent if you would like to, where a lot of women in spiritualism of that time were like hucksters, for lack of a better word, because they couldn't have actual jobs.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'll have parties charging people to do it. Yes.
Yeah. So that's also an option for you.
That sounds sad as hell. I'm 100% going to do that. I could have also chose the regular oldest one archetype, which is the extra mother, but I decided to be crazy instead.
Yay.
Hell yeah. Speaking of seeing ghosts, let's all choose our gifted child power. Because we're all precocious young women in Austinian times, we get to have a gifted power, which means when we play the game, we can re-roll any die if we give more tragedy points to ourselves, which is going to lead us to die if we have too many tragedy points.
It's really fun when you die in the game, though. Don't worry.
Yeah. So all of us are going to choose one. I have some examples here. A lot of these were written. Oliver wrote some of these. You can see perfectly in the dark. You can talk to crows, but I added you can also talk to cows if you want to instead. You make no sound when you walk, or your dreams are prophetic, but I added you have a disguise that makes you look like a boy, or you have Sherlockian deductive reasoning.
Excellent.
So you can use any of these examples or come up with one on your own.
Can I do something like your dreams are prophetic? And instead, it's like I can read tea leaves.
Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Yeah, you could. You're into fortune telling, 100%. Again, this is really. There's no mechanical difference on what you choose here. It's just the only thing that changes is how if you end up using the gifted child ability to re-roll something, you just need to say why and how. So it really doesn't mean whatever you feel like.
I would like to make no sound while I walk, because there's nothing scarier than a zombie coming up behind you and going,
There's just the only way we can hear Brandon's character is when they cough.
Yep, that makes sense.
Incredible.
Did you make the soup today?
And I would love to talk to cows because I love the idea of me walking through the field being like, these are my friends. They are the cows.
Incredible.
This is Spot and Mary.
This is Daisy. She's my favorite. Don't tell the other cows.
Yep.
I think I'm going to see perfectly in the dark. That feels very much on brand as being the only one who knows where the candle is.
Yeah. That's how you do. That's how you do the fake seances.
It is.
Yes, exactly.
You know what? I changed my mind. I want to do Sherlockian deductive reasoning.
Hell yeah.
That's too good.
Here's the thing. It's only going to be a party trick because no one gives a shit what you have to say.
That's fine. That's why I want to be like very smart, but no one like, I'm too hot, so people don't like listen to what I have to say.
Yeah, 100%. I like that. Your passion is deductive reasoning.
Incredibly
Solving
funny.
crimes and you get no credit.
But guys, think about how useful that would be in the dating market of being able to go out and be like, yes, his hems are slightly ragged, so his housekeeper hates him. Therefore, he's actually a bad person.
100%.
And Julia, that means you can make any conclusion you want, and the story's just gonna fucking warp to whatever you say, much like a Sherlock Holmes novel.
It's like a Sherlockian warp drive.
Yeah. Just in case the family of Arthur Conan Doyle is listening, Julia's character will have no personality, so it's fair use.
It's fine so long as my name is not Sherlock Holmes.
Well, speaking of, let's go to step 3, which is the naming. now that we've all chosen our archetypes and we have our birth order, we're going to choose names for each of our characters. We're going to choose a name for our brother, which is very important for how to play this game. And we need to choose our very British last name. If we get stuck, we can just suppose a saint of something ridiculous, look it up, and then add son to the name of that saint.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah.
So does anybody have strong feelings on our last name? In the original game, we're all named Bronte, right?
We cannot choose Bronte. That's off.
Right.
That's off the table. I feel like we're existing in like a alternate UK.
You guys might be interested to know that Bronte was just a name that was made up. Their dad thought that his real last name, which was Brunty, was too Irish and working class. And so he just adopted the name of Bronte. So may I suggest something like Brunty or Prunty? In Irish, it's a different last name, but it was anglicized as Brunty.
Can I end that? Can we keep using Bronte? But again, it's too working class, so we decide to really zhuzh it up with English style. So it's like Bruntingwaith or something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That'd be very good.
Can we also change from a B to a P because a P is classier?
Pruntingwaith.
Pruntingwaith.
Okay,
That's
I'm writing
very
that
good.
down.
I love Pruntingwaith.
Yeah, the original Irish is Oprantach.
That's sexy.
That's pretty good.
No British person could pronounce that at all.
No. So we're going with Printingson Weight. What are we gonna go with?
I wrote Pruntingwaith down. Is that cool?
I really like Pruntingwaith.
Pruntingwaith.
Printing Weight.
It's a name that feels like it should have a dash that doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you pronounce it print with.
That's fair.
Pruntingwaith is good.
The working people say Pruntwith, but the fancy ass people say Pruntingwaith.
Pruntingwaith is good. Do you two want rhyming names?
I want rhyming names.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about
Brandon, just pick one and I will come up with a rhyme.
that. Okay. Because I found one that was wild. Good
Go
luck.
for it.
So I was looking at this list of names, and I saw some good ones. There's like Ainsley, Bancroft. But then I stumbled on one that was just Amber Jill.
How do you spell that?
It's just the name Amber, the name Jill in one word.
Okay.
Is that for a lady? For a daughter?
Eric, I don't think it's for a human. I don't know, man.
No, it's for a rock. I should have known.
It's Amber Jill and Amber Jane.
Yeah, that's what it is, huh? That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It doesn't rhyme, but it sure is similar.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, Amber Jill and Amber Jane is very funny. Who's Amber Jill and who's Amber Jane?
I think I'm Amber Jane.
Maybe Amber was our triplet of the womb that we consumed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I talk to her in my seances all the time. Our fifth sibling. Amber Jill and Amber Jane is incredible. I'm trying to think of I need to go for like a spooky name or just like an older sister name who's like doesn't get the cool names. Is like I have to have the one that's named after the grandmother.
All right, Eric, what if yours is a Christian value and mine is just like angel or like fun?
I was just gonna say Mary. Are you just Mary, Eric?
Yeah, I think I get I get like a really boring one for
Just
sure.
like Mary Teresa or something. No, that's too Catholic. You can just be Mary. I was thinking like you're chastity and I'm like joy.
Chastity's very
No,
good.
I think that like I have to be. I really do think I have to be named after an ancestor. So I do think I agree with Julia. I think it's Mary. I think I get a boring name.
Love it.
Mary, what is the name again?
Pruntingwaith.
Printing with.
Mary Pruntingwaith holds the largest seance in Dorkhamshire.
Yeah.
Our parents were like, if we name her Mary, that's like a subtle clue to all the men.
That she's
a virgin.
that the only sex she has is with God.
And I think I should just be called Angel. I think it's funny that the rest of us have A names and Mary doesn't.
Great. Love it. Like it, love it, gotta have it.
Thank you.
That's incredibly funny. I really like that. Is there another virtue that starts with an A? Because I really liked what you said about joy, and also Angel is I only know Angel from Rent, who's the character who dies from AIDS. So I was trying to think if there was like a Christian virtue that started with an A.
Accountability.
No, but I could be called like agape, which is the Greek word for love, or like
No, let's do Angel. I think the A thing is too funny.
You guys didn't like accountability as a name?
Julia, you're really funny. I don't know if that fits the setting. God, I really like that. Yeah, I think I take it back. I think Angel is better.
Yeah, if they hated me, they would have called me like Avarice or something, but they didn't.
Yeah, for sure.
If it helps, I think of Angel from Buffy fame, so, we got two different Angels.
David Boreanaz is back in the podcast, baby.
Yeah!
We did it. We did it again.
We did it. All right, let's come up with a name. Speaking of Brandon's incredibly ridiculous list of names, we need a name for our brother. Our brother is a lout. He sucks. He is always getting into trouble, and he's always ruining the masterpieces that we're trying to write. You have like a weird, nefarious name for him?
I mean, Bancroft was good.
Bancroft is
good.
really good.
And his nickname is Bang, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Bancroft Pruntingwaith is an insane name.
Is it B-A-I-N Croft?
We can spell it however we want to, but it's spelled B-A-N Croft.
Oh, cool. That was my...
It means bean field.
Same. Me too. That's what I was named after.
On to the next step, but first, the mid-roll.
Hey, it's Amanda. This is a weird time of year. This is a time of year where some people are embracing fully the fact that a new year means a new shot, a new streak of whatever you're trying to do every day or week, a new page of your spreadsheet. And don't get me wrong, I love making new tabs of my spreadsheets for New Year's. But something that I was reflecting on about how my 2022 went is that I learned a lot from Instagram and TikTok last year. I think it's pretty fabulous that I can learn whether it's something as small as a kitchen hack or something as big as a way that really fundamentally changes how I think about life and goals and forgiveness and all kinds of great stuff from people online. And I think it's pretty special. So welcome to the mid-roll. I learned how to make a very cool new cocktail. Thank you first and foremost to our newest patrons, Wens, Max, Left-Handed Bastard, and Charlie. Did you know that you can get a discount? Yes, you listening right now. If you sign up for an annual pledge on our Patreon, that means you pay upfront for a whole year of Join the Party Patreon. That's Discord access, that's party planning, that's bonus stuff up the wazoo. It makes a great start to your new year and ours, just saying. That is at patreon.com/jointhepartypod. We put a ton of work into planning and making this one-shot derby, even while all of us were trying to take some time off around the holidays. And that is because our patrons let us do all of this great stuff. Again, that's patreon.com/jointhepartypod. This week at Multitude, plenty going on because people might say that podcasting is easy, but no one really describes how exactly you're supposed to get one going, how to grow, and how to avoid all the complicated pitfalls that might stall the project. That's why for the first time, Multitude is offering classes this month for podcasters by podcasters. You'll learn from weekly instruction, hands-on homework, and lots of valuable feedback from your instructor and classmates in our online classroom. There's 3 classes in our first round. Ready? Sustainable podcasting, refining structure and workflow so your show works with you, by our own Eric Silver, podcast mixing and mastering for non-engineers by Brandon, and how to make a living as a digital creator with me. This is a great gift for aspiring podcasters or a way for you to kick off 2023 by working on a new project. Learn more about the dates, curriculum, and technical details, or just register today by going to multitude.productions/classes or checking out the posts we've been making on the Multitude social feeds. We are sponsored this week by Battling Blades. Battling Blades designs and sells high-quality swords, axes, machetes, and knives, striving to design and create products with the highest quality metals, bone, wood, and leather. They offer customization options of allowing your blade or sheath to be engraved with a personalized message or image, by the way. Stepping outside just the range of swords, axes, and knives, Battling Blades also sells armor, shields, and helmets to really get into character or decorate your place. We ordered a pizza cutter, a mezzaluna, that looks kind of like a handheld weapon, and I am so excited to receive it. For 20% off your Battling Blades order, go to battlingblades.com and enter code JOINTHEPARTY at checkout. Once again, for 20% off your Battling Blades order, go to battlingblades.com and enter code JOINTHEPARTY at checkout. We are also sponsored today by Brilliant. Let's just go on a thought experiment with me, okay? Let's say you're a Victorian child and you aren't allowed to go to school because 1, you're sickly, and 2, you're a girl. What do? You have a curious mind. You want to learn things about yourself and the universe. Where do you go? You go, of course, to brilliant.org, the best way to learn math, science, and computer science interactively. They have thousands of lessons available with new ones added every month. I've been a user of Brilliant for a long, long time. And one lesson that I was looking at recently that I really enjoy and thematic to our episode today is scientific thinking. You can bypass your older brother who gets to go to Oxbridge because he's a boy by teaching him about science. How do you like me now, Bancroft? Am I right? To get started for free, visit brilliant.org/join the party or click the link in the description. The first 200 of you to go to brilliant.org/join the party will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. And finally, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. When we're at our best, we are capable of great things, but sometimes life gets us bogged down and we may feel overwhelmed or like we're not showing up in the way that we want to. This is definitely something I personally have been struggling with and something that I am bringing to my therapist. And BetterHelp is a convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online way to access therapy. For many years, I couldn't afford to get therapy from people in my area. Nobody was taking my insurance. And even here in Brooklyn, in New York City, finding a therapist that was taking new patients was so difficult. And so getting that therapy conveniently from my house via BetterHelp was really, really useful. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/join the party today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/join the party to get 10% off your first month today. And now, let's get back to the show.
Incredible. All right, Amanda, will you run down our characters as they stand right now?
Yes. So we have our oldest sibling, Mary Prentingwith. She is the oldest. Her archetype is the spiritualism one, and her gifted child power is to see perfectly in the dark, played by Eric.
Super into ectoplasm.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
so into it.
Hey, Brandon, I'd really like if you didn't make choices for my character. That'd be really...
I really like it if you weren't an ectoplasm pervert, Eric, but here we are.
Hey, Mary can fuck as much ghost juice as she wants, but I want it to be my choice. It's my creative choice.
And she'll still remain a virgin because ghosts don't count.
Yeah, only God and ghosts.
How else do you think Mary got pregnant?
A ghost? Hey kids, I'm the new youth pastor. I love Ghostbusters, and if you think about the Immaculate Conception, it's just like crossing the streams.
It's not wrong. Our middle children are played by Julia and Brandon. Julia is Amber Jane Prentingwith. She is the bad twin, of course, of this twin duo, and her archetype is the attractive one, but her secret passion is for flowers.
Yeah.
And her gifted power is Sherlockian deductive reasoning.
I can tell a lot about a man by his flowers that he sends.
Yeah.
True.
That's really true.
Brandon is playing the good twin, Amber Jill, of course, whose archetype is the quiet one, and the subclass is diseased. That's why you're quiet. And your gifted child power, Amber Jill, is to walk very, very quietly. In fact, silently.
Don't look behind you, Amanda.
My headphones are too good for that, Brandon. And finally, I am Angel Prentingwith. I'm the youngest. I am the baby. That is my archetype. And my gifted child power is to talk to crows. And my gifted child power is to talk to cows.
Naturally. Makes sense.
And our brother, of course, is Bancroft. Do we know if he's older or younger or middle?
No, I don't think it necessarily matters. I think he just kind of like float. I mean, he's the heir, so who
Can we
cares?
roll a die
That's
to
true.
see where he does land in the middle, though?
That's a very good point. I think I was 5, you two were 4, and Amanda was 2.
Yes.
Let me
Yes.
roll.
And are we doing Bancroft or Bancroft?
I really want his nickname to be Bang, so that's just me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Great.
I rolled a 4, so I think it's us, which is the same as the twins. Again, triplets are nonsense, so I think it's up to you two if he's older or younger than you two.
I think he's older than us. So he's the second child in the order.
yeah.
And then the one older than him is the girl, so he's like, has a complex about it.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. Mary is like, I sure would be a better heir, but no one asked me.
I can speak to ghosts. That's tight as hell.
Amber Jane and Amber Jill definitely did a lot of like creepy twin stuff to him too
Yeah.
when they were growing up, where they were like, "Hello, brother," tilts heads to the side in unison.
Just stand off in very long hallways without in the same outfit without speaking.
All right, let's go on to step 4. Oh, but we were just children then. Each player must ask another player about something the two of you did when you were children, and if it brought you two closer or pushed you farther apart. The asking player is responsible for the activity or the event, and the more detail you supply, the better, while the asked player is responsible for the effect. Also, you should try to include, everyone should have a connection to a different sibling, so however we go around, make sure you go around in a circle as you do this. This is the example I wrote down. Kate, we went on a trip to London, just the two of us, to visit our aunt who married a man in Parliament.
Sure, naturally.
I remember a very fancy dinner where our giggling was so loud we were thrown out and had to eat outside, quote, if we continued to cluck like chickens. And then the asked can say in response, well, that brought us closer because I knew there was a silly side to you that I had never known. Or you can say, it pushed us farther apart because I wanted to be a fancy lady like Aunt Marguerite, and I knew that you were leading me down the wrong path.
Damn.
So those are the examples. We're not using that for our game, but
Right.
that's how you could do it.
Gotcha.
I can roll for who goes, but if someone feels excited to ask someone else a question, they can go.
I think you roll. Let's go.
Yeah, roll.
Oh, that's a 1. That's our youngest sibling.
Mary, do you remember the time that Mummy and Daddy went abroad and brought me back lots of oranges, but it was only for me. And so instead, when I ate all the oranges, I gave you just the peels.
That's so fucked up. Why would you do that?
Yeah, can I ask a follow-up question? Why would you do that?
Well, the oranges was for me, but I wanted to give you something too, so I gave you the peels for Christmas.
Incredible.
Jesus Christ. All right. I think it brought us closer because my bar for you is so low that I wouldn't even have suspected you would have given me anything for any reason. So the fact that you gave me the peels was you trying to show that you were nice, and it's the most kindness anyone in the family has ever shown me, outside of course, the ghosts of our ancestors that lead me on this, that are going to welcome me once I come off of this mortal coil.
In truth, I thought you were going to throw them out for me, but instead you used them as perfumes for a year.
I did do that. Yes, I did do that. Incredible. Jeez. Yeah. All right. I'll go next because I got asked. God. Remind me, who's Amber Jane and who's Amber Jill?
I'm Amber Jane.
Jill. Or are we? Maybe we tricked you to.
Ooh.
I hate this. Amber Jane.
Sup?
I remember when you were quite young and we went out to ride on horses, which we were allowed only to do once per year because of a deal that our father had with the horse hand, that we were able to do it once per year. The richer people has all the horses, but we were able to sneak on in the middle of the night. And while you were on the horse, you fell off and hurt your hand very badly. And I tried to tend to you after you fell off the horse. Do you think that this brought us closer together or pushed us farther apart?
I think it pushed us farther away because I believe at the time there was a young gentleman who was looking at me at the nearby farm, and he came and I insisted that he tend to me instead of you.
Sure, but it's pointing the wrong way. You're giving all wrong kinds of thumbs up.
He is a man, Mary. I'm sure he knows how to put a hand back in place.
Oh no, it's pointing in the wrong direction. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah.
I think mine has to be for Amber Jill, obvi. Amber Jill, do you remember the time where I got very into flowers, and so I started gardening in our garden, and I brought you out there, and I really want to show you this beautiful orchid that I was growing, and I brought you out, and you immediately sneezed, and all of the petals fell off the orchid. Did that bring us closer together, or did that separate us a little bit?
I think it brought us closer together because
Naturally.
it was the first time when you tried to reach out with one of your actual interests instead of just like showing me to all of the men in town like I was cattle or a very sickly cow.
Everyone wants to see a sickly cow.
I forgot that our father did a Taming of the Shrew thing.
Well, we were very young, and you wanted to be the only twin, so you tried to sell me off.
I did try that, but sometimes you have to be a twin in order to be a twin. Does that make sense?
It does. We have our own twin language, so that makes sense in our twin language.
Naturally.
Sure. Have you noticed their twin language is just English?
But it's confusing English. I can say things that make no sense, and Amber Jill understands what I'm saying.
Angel, you feel a tap, tap, tap on your shoulder.
Oh, hello. What, Amber Jill?
Angel, do you remember the time when you and Mummy took me to town to that weird man named Nicola to try to solve my consumption? And he shocked me multiple times.
Yeah.
And it did. And I don't know if it worked, but I don't think it worked.
Yeah, of course. It was really fun because I got to see all your hairs stand on end. And then Mummy screamed and she clung to me and said, "My healthy child, my healthy one, my angel. At least I have one. At least I have you." And that made me feel really nice. So made me think that you're my favorite sister. You okay?
I have to go lay down again now. I haven't eaten for 14 days.
That's the newest treatment, right? In between the leeches and the bloodletting.
I also did find out that if you gather the blood of a person who's just had their blood let and you pour it on roses, they grow in nicer.
How thrifty.
Yes, it's not like Amber Jill is using that blood anymore.
No.
Angel, Amber Jane's gonna try to steal your blood. She told me earlier.
Because my blood is healthier? Because my blood is filled with glitter and angels? What?
I told Mummy I need the blood. I don't get anything in this family.
Mary, you have to take what is yours in this family, Mary.
I do not want to be alive.
You can't just let Bancroft take everything from you, Mary. You must seize it for yourself.
I could give you the consumption.
No.
Did we do it? Did we make characters?
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay.
Fuck. Yeah, I think we're pretty much set. We just have one final step, the final who and where. We need a name for our town. My suggestion is that we put some random nouns into an old English translator. Sure. We pick one and smooth out the letters, and then you add Shire, Chester, or Ings to it.
Of course.
Incredible.
At this point, when you're making this up, you may also start thinking about what your character's book will be about. Ultimately, what Battle of the Brontes is going to is that one of you writes a masterpiece despite all British events that happen, and you become like the equivalent of a Bronte sister. And what the hell is going on with your brother, mother, and father.
Great.
So I have the old English translator right here. I just put the word mud in just to start. There's the word clam. There's fen, gear, horpit. Slim apparently is one of them. So we can just throw words in and then kind of figure it out from there, make it a little more modern English once we do it. So does anyone have like a random noun they want to throw in here?
I threw in horse.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's do horse.
Horse is good. I like it's Blanca or Cryptel, which is funny.
It can't be Blanca because that's in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Blanca, sure.
I think it'd be fun to try well on account of how poisoned the well water was in our last session.
Let's see. Well, I have Cwylla, Quila, Siula.
That's gotta be like Welsh or something.
Yeah, Munkendad or Piet, Pytt is also well, which I think could be good. Which is also it's a pit.
How about like pit on the mount? or Pit on Thames.
I just like Pitchester.
Pitchester is good.
Julia, that's it. It's Pitchester.
All right. P-Y-T-T Chester. Unless we want to see.
Beautiful.
No, I love Pitchester with a Y.
I think Pitchester with a Y is very good.
Okay.
I think we can improve on perfection.
That just sounds like a guy's name, Pete Chester.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Pete Chester. I would love to marry your daughter.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, hi, I'm Pete Chester. I'm your new manager and you're laid off.
Shit.
Do you have any sickly women that won't fight back?
Yeah, right?
Is that the manager or is that trying to marry your daughter? I really like, yes, I think I'm going to take out the second T, because that's two, you only get one T in modern English.
We couldn't afford the second T.
Yeah,
That's
we couldn't
true,
afford it.
yeah.
So
a very
Pitt,
poor town.
I really like Pitchester. Pit also it meant pit, but it was also a well, a pool, a grave, or a pockmark.
Yeah. We
Incredible.
love wells and graves and pockmarks.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I think that we also, some of us have passions and stuff. Does anyone have an idea of what's going on with the rest of our family or your books?
I think Angels will just be a really straightforward, like, morality book primer about being a virtuous sister when your sisters are bad. And whenever your sisters complain about their bloodletting or about their chores or about, like, neglect their duties and go out to flowers, this is how you respond in, like, a loving Christian way. So I think it'll be kind of like a morality tale in novel form.
I love that. I read so many of those in college. So
Yes.
I'm sure they're going to end up in like good English books at NYU that all freshmen need to read.
Yeah.
I think Amber Jane's novel is a murder mystery that is also a romance, and it does revolve around Victorian flower language.
That's very
Naturally.
Can I make a suggestion? The character's name is your name. Like the
Oh, it
main
sure is.
character. It's true.
It's a Mary Sue self-insert. What are you talking about?
It's not even. It's barely. It's a my birth certificate is pasted into this novel, and I'm the main character.
Is there a lot of like euphemisms for dirty things, but used for flowers, like flower names instead?
No,
No,
she's a lady, Brandon.
Now, Brandon,
She
by the
uses the anatomical words.
now, Brandon, did you mean like the dirty things like murder?
All of
Like when they meant stabbed, they meant they say roses.
Yeah, like you got stabbed with a knife and roses poured out of the wound.
That I like. That I did too.
Yeah.
I think Ember Jill's. God, now in my brain, I'm like, which one am I?
You're right.
I think Amber Jill's is just going to be like a collected works of poetry, and like the overall theme is like it's like slouching towards the cold side of the bed or something like that. And it's like, there's a poem about like making imaginative play with the dust mites and like the hallucinogenic effects of not eating for like 3 weeks at a time. But it's beautiful.
People discovered it because it inspired the beats directly. I like that. Yeah, I mean, mine's probably just going to be straight up like, do you all remember and listen, I apologize for excluding Brandon, but this is a stupid New York State exam thing. Do you remember something called DBQs?
Of course.
What are they? What does it stand for?
Document-based questions.
Did you
Dave
have
and Buster's questions?
Did you have something like? I'm sure everyone had something like that. Like on a state test for history, they made you look at a primary source and then like explain what it is and illustrate it. And
What can it tell us about history?
right, exactly. And I think that this is like straight up spiritualism, how it came from the United States to the UK because Mary Todd Lincoln like got on a boat one time. And like this is illustrating the differences between spiritualism in the different like countries and then how it changed as it went to different countries. So I think that this is like a main text that people only recovered afterwards, like that's taught in history classes. And it really just is it's my diary, but really it's almost like a how-to of how to summon ghosts.
I was going to say a memoir about Mary meeting Mary Todd Lincoln would be wild.
Oh man, there's like 10 pages just about Mary. The first time I met Mary Todd Lincoln in my diary. Yeah.
So it's like a diary that later becomes a very helpful primary source of like how people actually practice this.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe it got published after my death and was used contemporaneously, but then afterwards it was studied as the primary text of this, as we learned about what it was like in spiritualist Austinian times.
Sick.
Incredible.
And yeah, what's going on with our brother, our mother, and our father? So why is our brother such a lout, and where are our mother and father?
Papa is definitely doing some imperialistic nonsense in a different country because this is England, and naturally.
Of course.
Yeah, we call him Papa.
We haven't seen him in years, for the record.
Yeah.
Papa
Yeah.
has been gone.
We're not even
He
sure
might
if
be dead.
exists.
We
He
don't
might
know.
be dead. Yeah.
He might have a second family in, India. I don't know.
I mean, almost certainly, Julia.
Yeah.
We cut to our Papa's body, and a bunch of crabs are living inside of it.
Yeah.
Just inside of the skeleton.
What he deserves.
As an identical copy of us siblings, but instead it's, 5 kids living in Hong Kong or India or something. Of just being I don't know where Papa is. Haven't seen him in a long time.
Don't know. Couldn't say.
I think Mummy is just kind of there, but sort of absentee, aloof. Just isn't interested in being a mother,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she frets. She'll see us once a day. We eat our meals separately. Very upper class. Is that the kind of thing you're picturing?
Yeah.
I was going to say Mama has been in London for the season for 4 years.
That's also the case.
She's helping debut one of her nieces and is my kids will be fine. They're in the country.
I feel like there's something about us getting money recently that maybe is also something that would fit in our Bronte-esque. If this was a Jane Austen novel, that's something that we only got a bunch of money that was dropped off by a colonel. Someone dropped off a ton of money with us. We have one after our Papa has been whisked away for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't talk about it, but now we're of means, and we weren't before.
Yeah, maybe we have a minor title as a reward for Papa's administrative, duties, and it's an important position, but it's far, which is why no one else wanted it, and so he, climbed the social ranks in that way.
Yeah, and now he's dead with some crabs inside of his chest.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe Mama is in London for the season just because she has flings all over town.
Yeah.
With Papa away.
Oh, Mama.
Oh, Mama.
Yeah, and maybe our brother got foisted too much responsibility too early. He was 4, and Dad said, "You're the man of the house now," and he was like, "What?" And maybe all of he's no men his age to hang out with, so he has an idea of how British men are supposed to be from literature, and just thinks himself much better than all the hired help from whom he could learn actual lessons, but he won't.
I love the idea that happened, and then also when our mom left for the season, she put Mary in charge, and so there's a battle of wills and egos there.
Yeah.
I also really like the idea that he used to have friends, but then we became landed gentry, and so he was I'm too good for all these farm boys, and now he has no friends.
Yeah.
I like all of this, and I'm going to add also, he drank turpentine thinking it was whiskey, and it's messed with his body. It messed with his
Classic.
mind.
Haven't we all? Haven't we all?
Haven't we all?
Yeah, we were all sophomores. Hell yes. I love this. We would get to the gameplay section right after this, so let's do a quick rundown of all of the characters we've put together before we end off on the first car of the one-shot derby. I like the idea that I don't have a character voice. That Mary just sounds like
Mary
me.
just sounds like that.
I'm Mary. Hey, I'm Mary.
Hey, what's up? I'm
Hey,
Mary.
what's up?
Welcome to
What's
my
going
blog.
on? Yeah. I'm Mary Pruntwith. I'm the oldest. My archetype is the spiritualism one. My gifted child power is I can see perfectly in the dark. And my book is going to be a treatise on the history of spiritualism, which is pretty much just my diary that's going to be republished after my death, which is apparently all I want in the world.
I am playing Amber Jane Pruntingwith. She's the bad twin middle child. Her archetype is the attractive one with a passion for flowers. And her gifted child power is Sherlockian deductive reasoning. And her book will be a murder mystery romance about Victorian flower language. And it is absolutely just a Mary Sue self-insert with her name as the main character's name.
I love it.
Yay.
People study it later and be like, oh, I remember that one. That's the one with Amber Jane Pruntingwith.
My character's name is Amber Jill Pruntwith. I am the middle child and the good twin. My archetype is the quiet one, the one that was hurt by disease. And my gifted child power is I walk silently behind everyone when they don't notice I'm there, and they never will. Could be there, could be not. And my book will be a poetry book titled "Slouching Towards the Cold Side of the Bed," and it has poems about imaginative play with dust mites, hallucinogenic effects of fasting, and more.
I'm just imagining all the middle schoolers who put lines from her poetry as their away messages on AIM.
Incredible.
It's like something. It's like to the left of Sylvia Plath.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
before you get to Sylvia Plath, you got to go through this book of poetry.
Yeah. You start with Amber Jill, you move into Sylvia Plath, and then you graduate to Joan Didion in college.
Wow.
It's like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
There was Slouching Towards Bethlehem. When was that? That was 1968. So that was inspired by mine.
Yeah, that was a reference.
Yeah.
Then the Bukowski
Makes sense.
book was inspired by Didion. So it's just a long line,
Coming from Amber. Hopefully it gets published and Amber Jill doesn't die.
Fingers crossed.
And then Didion and Bukowski are wiped off the map as well.
Oh no, their parents never met. No, I'm fading away. Hey, Bukowski, this is your cousin, Mitch Bukowski. You gotta listen to this.
And it's just the sound of a USPS sorting machine.
Oh my God.
Deep cut for Bukowski lovers. What up?
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Hey, Charles.
Somewhere Allen Ginsberg is just shaking his head and reading the Torah. It's like, oh.
Oh my God, we did too many references in a row. We stacked them high.
We have to take a breath. Take a breath, everyone.
God.
Guys, don't worry, because I'm Angel Prentwith. I am the youngest. I'm the baby. That's my archetype. Not much more to know. I can talk to cows, and everyone thinks that it's a thing I'll outgrow. I never do. And my book is just going to be a straightforward morality novel about being a good sister and what to do when your other sisters are too eccentric, sick, or responsible to jive, to hang.
What is that highlights mainstay? It's like good something and bad something.
Oh, like a Goofus and Gallant thing. Yeah.
Goofus and Gallant, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Victorian
funny.
Goofus and Gallant.
Yeah, you can tell Eric and I were English majors because we're like, a morality novel. We know what that is.
Yeah. It's the worst. It sucks. It's really bad.
It's like, this woman kissed and then died of consumption. And then this
it's
woman...
just a one-to-one. It's like there's no metaphor.
No, there's none. It's great.
It's like this woman looked at another man and then she died right then in front of everyone.
Yep.
It's true.
Mary had sex with a ghost and then became president. So,
I don't remember that part. And finally, there is our brother Bangcroft, whose nickname is Bang. He is the second oldest sibling, and there's a lot going on with him. I think our family got rich recently, and he was very rude to all of his friends, and now he's just like a lout, beeping and bopping around. And finally, the town that we are in is Pitchester, where we are going to be doing the rest of the game, plus some extra stuff that I've created in Battle of the Brontes, plus Welcome to the Sensibility-Dome.
Love it.
But Eric, if the people are in love with these characters, how can they make sure that this is the one shot we play in the Derby?
Well, you can keep an eye out for the poll that we're going to have everybody vote on. But wait! Stop! Don't look for the poll right now. Don't look for it.
But I was about to click. My finger, it's frozen.
Don't click. Is that you need to listen to the 2 other submissions in the one-shot Derby and listen to the Afterparty, where we are going to publish the poll after we talk about each one of these one-shots. Next week, instead of Jane Austen, it's a Coen Brothers novel.
Whoa.
Eric, I'm sorry. I can't understand you if you don't do a transatlantic accent.
Well, I forgot. It's 1947, and the Hitler was defeated one-shot Derby is finally underway.
It took us 2 years to get to this part.
News travels slowly in this time.
I can't emphasize this enough. The men are moving into Levittown, and the women can't work anymore. The economy has ground to a halt.
That's just the way the world is now.
We've looked at the matte black car, Battle of the Brontes, but next time, it's a deep freeze as we're looking at a Coen Brothers movie set in the Arctic with Fiasco.
Ooh. Don't get put in the wood chipper.
Same bad time, same bad channel. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Later. Bye.
They shut down the radio station for the day. I don't know. I'm not controlling it.
Misha, can you just end this episode with an unplugging noise? Okay, ready? I'm gonna
or
try
someone
it.
took the needle off of a record.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my version, I'm picturing like a 1/4-inch cable. All right, like unplugging it from a stereo.
Misha, do not put the actual sound effect in there. Just leave
That's
that
it,
one
that's it,
in,
Misha.
and that's the
Use
end of the
that.
episode.
That's
Goodbye.
fine. That's it.
Oh,
Goodbye.
God.
Thank you.